Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to the Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome back again to the Songwriter Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your humble host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean the world to me, and they're so important to me, and that's why I'm so thrilled to host this show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so happy to have on the show George Arvanitidis. He's a singer, songwriter, actor, comedian, and writer, and yes, he was born in Greece. He's appeared in multiple movies, TV shows, commercials, and he's been on stage a whole bunch. From a young age, he showed a profound interest in the performing arts.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, George. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. So it's not often I get to talk to a fellow Greek, so I'm obviously excited. And we're not going to bore the audience by talking about them in Greek, but thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you so much. First of all, so happy to be here. So happy to literally be with a fellow Greek in this interview. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I can't wait, man.
Yeah, so let's see. So I know you moved to London when you were 18. Are you still in London now?
No. I moved to Los Angeles in 2019.
Okay.
And since then I operate here as my home base.
Awesome. Well, LA, there's a little bit of music going on in LA.
Yeah, a little bit. I heard of it. So I said, let me go to see what they're doing over there.
Yeah. Well, good for you, man. Tell us about you do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Is the voice your main instrument? Do you play another instrument? Tell us about that.
So no, I'm a vocalist. I do not play instruments because I'm a performer in general, because I do act as well. I do acting and singing. That's as my main sources of income and art. So no time to learn, unfortunately, a musical instrument. But yeah.
Well, listen, you only studied at the University of Oxford, for vocals.
Yeah.
So, and then I think you got a master's, but we'll let it slide,
Thank you. Yes, actually, I did study music as my vocals to be the main instrument. And yeah, I did study in Oxford. It was a very surreal and beautiful experience. Indeed, yeah.
So, George, were anyone in your family musical at all?
Actually, not at all. I am literally the only artist in an enormous family. We have, you Greek, so maybe you get it, but I have like 27 first cousins. and that's for my mom's side only. So,
and wait, George, how many of them are named George, Bill, like the Nick, right? Like 80%?
We have so many the same names. It's hilarious. And then when you call a name and like a 7 heads turn,
yeah,
it is. It's a great thing, man. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, like I said, you do a lot. How old were you when you released your first song?
So officially, I did it when I was 19 years old. Alpha Records from Greece reached out and they offered me a label contract. So I had the opportunity in a very young age, actually, to create my first album. And I wrote and produced the songs of the album. And basically, one of the songs actually is quite popular in Greece. The name is Suddenly, Xafnika in Greek.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I released officially with a label a song, a single.
Okay, and tell us about your process, George. How do you come up with a song? Do you have a partner, someone that does the music part? Do you do the lyrics, the vocals, the harmonies? How does that work?
I actually I do everything. So every song I have, I wrote music and lyrics, produced it, and did the vocals by myself. I'm a one man show. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So my process actually it's particular. It's not the same thing with every song. Sometimes I can wake up with a melody stuck in my head and just I will feel the need just go to the piano and just try to see if that I have the melody I have in my head makes sense. And or sometimes I'm gonna start with a lyric that I say, oh my god, I love this lyric. I really have to make a song of this. So it's always whatever the inspiration is. I can see a picture and I just imagine a song, or just I can dream. I have a song actually in my upcoming album, Trip in My Mind, that is the name is Come and Go, and I woke up with this melody, the main melody of the song in my mind, and I just wrote it down and became the first actually song of the album, and my album's intro. And that's basically more or less the process. It's all about the inspiration of the moment.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your typical week. What is a typical week like for you?
Oh my days! When I'm performing, it's getting crazy because right, I was preparing recently for a big live concert I had in Hollywood in Los Angeles, and it was a nightmare. It's crazy. I feel to get all the musicians together, rehearsals, preparing for the stage, and all of this preparation that you do for a live. When I don't have a live, it's usually a lot of auditions. That's for my acting part. A lot of writing, a lot of good company, going out, having fun, trying at least to keep it a little bit real, and having a personal life too. Because sometimes artists we can just keep living in our own little bubble, just creating, and I think this is not healthy. So I really try to find a balance and have some fun at the same time. Um, yeah.
Okay, and tell us about your performances. What's number one for you between all the different things you do where you get up, you're like, oh, I can't wait to do. Is it comedy? Is it singing? Like what's the performance you get most excited about?
Yeah, I'm a stage kid, man. Anything involves a stage, that's my jam. I love doing music performances as my main stage thing. I do some stand up, I do some theater. Although it's so fun in Los Angeles. When you mention theater, everybody's looking at you. You're not a real actor. You do theater. We do commercials here, real acting. So it's so funny to me that I cannot do at all. Almost like it's not projects that you can actually make a living in Los Angeles in both theater. So when it goes to stage, I just focusing on my musical performances, and I'll be honest with you. I don't find separation between singing and acting. It's something I was born with, doing it so naturally. I was this kind of kid, since I was very young, that you definitely knew what I'm gonna do in my life. I was the classic kid, performing for the family, doing musicals that I wrote, or songs or comedy. So that's why I always like having audience. I have a little issue with camera acting. It's a little bit, you cannot find motivation or groovy around it. So for me, I'm gonna go with the musical performances as the main thing. When it goes to lives, you cannot beat that in my opinion. At least how I perform is always oriented with a lot of energy of the people and just having beautiful shows, entertaining the masses, whatever the
Yeah.
people are.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think some people try to pigeonhole certain people, but I think whether you do theater, whether you sing opera, whatever it is, I think you can cross over. And sometimes you bring something fresh to the genre or to the style that you're trying to do. But I think it's all different. But at the end of the day, we should all support each other because I would never imagine telling somebody that, oh, you sing opera and you can't sing like pop music. Pop music's easier.
It's much easier than opera. You know what? I hate labels.
Yeah.
So I try to be sure in my life that I will never go inside any labeling or any group or anything kind of minimize my potential as an artist. So I realized since I was very young that you cannot just be one thing. Except if it is the one thing that you have, just grab it and go for it. But if you are an artist, a performing artist, that you can do more than one thing, I believe it's so much important. It's so important to just embrace your talents, because I have some people, they say, "Oh my God, how you balance it? You're an actor, you're a singer. You do write music. I do sometimes helping other people. Writing music as well as a co-writer, and and I always think that it's so shameful to believe what the system does and try to categorize you. Say, oh, you're an actor, stay doing acting. I had an issue actually. I had to fire my first agency because they didn't want me to do music in Los Angeles
Yeah.
because I was booking a lot of things acting wise. So we had a very different approach to my career. So I had to go in different pathways. And it was the best thing I ever done, by the way. I know firing an agency in Los Angeles while you're not very well known is kind of a suicide mission. But at the same time, I think that was the best thing happened to me because my new agency, they are so supportive of my totality in my artistic journey. So I'm so happy right now.
Good. I'm glad, man. So we're going to listen to this song here. What inspired it? Tell us about that.
So Hold On is the song actually that it came out a few weeks ago and it's going very, very well right now. It's the first song of the album I'm dropping. It's this song is very particular because the lyrics are it's very meaningful to me and they're very kind of emotional and powerful. But at the same time, I try to create an upbeat sound to the song, so it's not very melodramatic.
Hmm.
So you can really dance the song, or really you can sit down and listen to the song and getting a different feeling in every vibe you are. It was the second song of the album that I wrote, and it came talking about the inspiration. It was a little bit bad situation that I had with a girl that I was kind of into her, and it wasn't. When you see that it's not working, but you try so hard to make it work, and at the end, it's not, and you're exhausted. That exhaustion make me wrote this song.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a listen to this song and then we'll come back and talk, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Check this out, everybody. Here we go.
Give me something to hold on. My life turning off. My fellow shadows gone. Left me alone in the storm. My life second in the row. In your heart demanding pulse, always looking up for more, telling me I'm not enough. Please don't leave me here alone. I am losing myself. Always needed your control in my life to move forward. Please don't leave me here alone. I am losing myself. Always needed your control in my life to move forward. Please don't leave me here alone. I am losing myself. Always needed your control in my life to move forward.
All right, George, that was a great song, man.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you have coming out for the fans this year.
So we just had the album release in Los Angeles. That it was an unbelievable event for me. And now I am actually preparing to do album release in Greece this September, and starting I think just before the winter. I don't have a date yet. I'm gonna do also an album release in London. So right now we have these two upcoming album releases. I have actually a lot of songs that dropping soon. I'm dropping my second song actually by the end of this month. It's gonna be "Trip in My Mind." That is actually that is the title of the album. Is "Trip in My Mind" because it's literally a trip in my mind. All songs, most of them, they have very different sound coming from different genres.
Yeah.
I just try to get all of my inspirations and styles that I love and I grew up with and try to create a very unique sound. And it's literally a trip in my mind, the whole thing, the whole project.
That's wonderful. So you're one of the unique artists that has released music in different languages in different parts of the world. Tell us about that challenge.
It's not a challenge. It's more like it's so tough to keep the markets that you are going for interesting because the Greek market, although they are a lot of people, they listening to Greek music, to English music in Greece. Sorry, most of them, they go only with the Greek artists. That's what the Greeks, they really having fun with the Greek songs.
Yeah.
So it's a very different way of singing. The difference is a very different placement to begin with. The way you sing Greek, the way you sing English, is and also musically, it's a very I feel very different when I'm singing something in Greek. It's very different emotions coming up to my mind. It's very different style that I'm using while I'm singing, and when I'm singing it in English, it's like a two different. I find a different George inside me.
Hmm.
It's still me, but it's a different because a different experiences I lived as a Greek man, singing in Greek, and it's a very different experience I lived when I moved to England and now to the United States. Being around, English and American culture changed me a lot, artistically, personally. So it's literally, I think people they say you're different. We have a different personality in every language, and that is absolutely true. And especially when you sing it, um, I think that is even more noticeable that you can hear my influences are so different when I'm singing in English because the artists I grow up with in the English music, it's so much rock and roll and funk, and in the Greek side, it's kind of more like folky and pop Greek. So it's a very different orientation.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Tell us a little bit about, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you could write your ticket and do exactly what you wanted to do.
Or, I am so happy right now with the fact that for the last 3.5, 4 years, I am a working artist. So just I came to this point in my life that I'm surviving through my art. And the goal is actually to take this right now that I'm just focusing on my art and I don't do literally anything else and try to make my work well known to, you know, don't just to my fan base that everybody's following me on social and following my music on musical platforms, but in the main crowd, people that they've never heard something like I do. I would love to introduce them to something that it's very special and unique that I do. And basically having the chance to travel around the world and just showcase my album and my music. I think that's more than enough planning for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, for people that don't understand, being able to sustain yourself with music or art
Yeah.
is an incredible first step. I mean, it enables you to do what you love and not have to worry about, having a second or third job to support yourself and being able to commit 100% to it, which means you're going to meet more people in the industry that'll help you anyway. So there's a lot of advantages to that.
It is because I've been to the point that I was doing bartending jobs and anything else that it was basically supporting my dream.
Sure.
And then when you are able to start living from your dream, because it's so funny. I tried to think of myself. Touch wood. What if this is when I was younger, much younger. What this is not working out, but it's at the end of the story for me. It's not a choice. It's not what I like. Music and art in general. It's not what I like. It's who I am, and it's a very tough thing to go against your nature. So I really, really, really try to focus to how I can make this the dream, also supporting my actual life. And it's what they say: if you do what you really love, you will never work a day in your life.
It's
In
true.
the last almost 5 years, I felt I haven't worked, and I swear to God, I am so. And it maybe sounds cheesy, but it's so true. I haven't worked a day in my life in the last 5 years. And also, when I actually getting paid for doing what I love, it's like a kind of a feeling of stealing a church
Yeah.
because it's like you do. It's like, wait a second, I just did what I love, and these people they want to pay me now. That is
Yeah.
at the beginning was so beautiful and surreal, but that's it's until you realize that you call it showbiz for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a business as well, and as soon you realize that it's better for you because otherwise you will never make a living of it. If you don't realize that it's not just art and romanticism, and it's actually realism, and it's actually a business that you need to be aware about marketing. If you don't have a manager, for example, or an agent, you have to be all of these things for yourself. So, yeah.
So true. Okay, George, I'll tell you what. Tell us, where can people listen to you, stream you, buy your music, socials, whatever information you want to share with the fans before we let you go here.
So, first of all of my songs are out and released in all music platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You can download my songs if you want to have it, guys, in iTunes. They're all of my songs that are already out, available everywhere. Also, my Instagram, that is actually my George underscore my last name, Arvanitidis. I know it's not the easiest thing, but if you see the interview and you see my actual name, just put an underscore between my first and last name. That's my Instagram account. And please go and follow me. I have a lot of things because I use my Instagram as my main platform for news and all the things I do. So that's another very nice way to see. Oh, actually, I'm releasing a lot of videos and live performances, changing a little bit of my songs. I like always when I do live my songs, my own song, my originals, to give them a different vibe and a different kind of feeling. So all of these things is basically coming mostly on my Instagram. And right now, and YouTube. Sorry, I forgot to say YouTube and YouTube, mainly Instagram. So yes, all music platforms and Instagram is, guys, where you can go and see what exactly I'm doing right now.
Okay, awesome, George. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, man.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was such a beautiful pleasure.
You're welcome. So, George, thank you. And again, to all the fans out there, thank you for listening to the two of us. We both hope your unique story gets heard around the world. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every Tuesday night to hear other amazing artists share their fascinating behind-the-scenes stories right here at the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. I love you guys. Have a great night.
Life's an open road, every day a new adventure, opportunity behind every door, but you always want more. You swallow your doubt, can't get out of bed, you're never satisfied, your tears just can't be denied. I just really, really hate it when you're struggling. I just really, really hate it when you're in pain. But all I can do is tell you to fight it and help you get the ship righted. I hope you know I'm never leaving. I'll always give you something to believe in. We get past the night, we've been here before. Sometimes we waste the good days, and we don't want the same old cliches. Just be who you are, it's what the world needs. And finding light isn't easy, but I'll always love you deeply. I just really, really hate it really, really hate it when you're in pain. But all I can do is tell you to fight it and help you get the ship righted. I hope you know I'm never leaving. I'll always give you something, something to believe in. Something to believe in. Something, anything, something. All I can do is tell you to fight it, and I'll always give you something to believe in. And all we can do is tell you to fight it and help you get the shit righted. I hope you know we're never leaving. We'll always give you something, something to believe in. Something to believe in. Something to believe in.
Something to believe in.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.